Let's roll those shoulders up, back and down a couple times. Good. Abs in, ribs down, back of the neck is long. I want you to give me a big rounding of the shoulders. Open them up, squeeze them back, let the ribs pop, but really create an opening in your chest. And squeeze those shoulder blades together. And we're going to do that again. Round, squeeze, and open. And one more time. Round, squeeze, and open. And try and keep that openness across your chest. Back of the neck is nice and long. Abs in. All right. And we're just going to start with a little prance of our feet. Heel up. And then we'll turn that into a knee lift. Then bring your arms out to the side. I want you to point your index fingers as you go into this knee lift. I want you to make a tiny little golf-sized circle. And then reverse the direction of your circle, please. Come forward again, or whichever direction you are going. And reverse again. Make them a little smaller because they probably got bigger as mine did. And again, circle. And just keep reversing the direction. Maybe do 4 or 8 in one direction and then go the other way. And by this time, your shoulders should be starting to get a little tired. Good. Relax those shoulders, step touch. And come near your book. Add that step touch up onto the block or book. So a little step up. And then let's turn those arms into an exaggerated bicep curl. Four, 3, 2, last one, leave this leg up on there. Take your back leg, give me a knee up, bend down into this leg, knee up, bend down, knee up, and then we pick up that pace. So we pump those arms, get that heart rate up. And relax, step off. Step touch. Start moseying your way to the other side of the book. Or move your book. Good. Toes in front. Arms out to the side. Index fingers again, little circles. And reverse. And reverse. Doing 4 in one direction, 4 in the other. Knees up. Keep those shoulders going, step touch. Good. Hands just rest. Step touch near your book and start to just casually turn that into a step touch here. Palms are facing me. Elbows bend. Press back, press, press. Little tricep. Couldn't stand it, could you? Four, 3, 2, turn it. And now we pick up that pace and pump those arms. Last 2. One, step it out. Go ahead, straddle those feet, abs in, way up on those toes, test that balance. Bend those knees, come into that plie. Let's keep those heels lifted so we feel this a little more in our quads. Good. Heels down, same thing with heels down. Yes. And then we'll put that together. So we go heels down, lift those heels, come up. Heels down, come down, heels up as you come up. Good. And just adding those arms.
All right. So none of your phones work? None of your phones work? So did you try calling me on your phone?
Good.
You tried calling me on your landline?
Keep in mind if you're unmuted, you might come up on everyone's screen as the main
Okay,
thing.
call you. Let me try to call you.
Roll those shoulders up, back and down. All right, hands on your thighs. Tailbone is long, shoulders out of your ears.
I do. Let me try to call you on the phone.
And then back the other way. And then we'll just alternate side to side, moving in those legs. Good. Come to center, roll those shoulders under, or those tailbones under, extend long, pull it under, and extend. One more time, we're gonna roll and extend. Reach down. Bring your book right underneath you. Come into a wide stance with your hands. Shift your weight forward and then see if you can put your toes up on your book for a higher plank or higher push-up position. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. And then that's exactly what we're doing, push-ups. Two more. Good. Feet go down off the block book. Walk it back. Hang for a moment. Nod your head yes, shake it no. Roll your shoulders out of your ears, bend your knees, and lift it back up again. Big deep breath in, and exhale, relax it down. All right, I need to grab another chair so someone occupied mine. But we love you, so we're very happy to have you here, right? We're so happy to have you here. Okay, so chair and book. You might or might not need this chair for balance initially, but have it handy. Let's step up on that book or block with your right foot. Abs drawn in. Left leg is hanging in space. So we're going to bend that right knee so that the left heel taps the ground and lift up, and then lift and up and down. So it's a small bend of that right knee. Press into that right heel, but do not press into the left heel, right? So all your weight stays on that right leg. That left heel just tapping. I know it looks as if I am putting it down, but I'm not pushing off, right? All that weight stays on that right side. You should really start to feel that glute and quad. We're gonna do like 10,000 of these, not like. Two more. Good, stay here. Bring your toes, so in front of you and slightly to the side, say 1 o'clock on a clock. Bend. And so we're just tapping that toe in front and then coming up to the corner of the book, basically. Now, just a little reminder that hip may want to go over to the right. Try and keep it right behind you. Two more. Beautiful. Feet are in parallel, or foot are in parallel. We're going to bend. Let the leg go to the side, kind of looks like a skater, and up. Bend and up. You guys can do whatever you want with your arms. If you want them to keep working, you can do little circles, right? You want more shoulder work, or they can be here, whatever you like. No weight on those left toes. 2 more. All right. So behind us, we're going to do 3 directions behind us. The first one is just at the edge of your book. And you might flex your heel, right, as you step back, or you can point your toe. But if you flex that heel, you'll feel a little more in that quad. You can also turn that toe in. It'll feel a little awkward, but you'll get a little bit of that outer hip. Now, since we are doing 3 to the back, we're going to just do 2 more of these. And then our foot is going to come straight behind us. And we just reach backwards, stretch that leg long. Think about an arabesque. So from your toe to your fingertip, you're one long straight line. Boy, should you feel this in your glutes. I'm shaking here. I hope you guys are too. Last 2. All right, and then final direction, you know what's coming, that curtsy, right? So that foot goes behind us, we sit into it, and now we should really just be able to top off that right side, quad and glute. And relax. Put your left foot on the ground. Take that right leg across, it should meet it. Send that booty out, rock your hips in one direction and then in the other. Press the hip side to side. You find a good spot, stay there for a moment. Good, and then round the tailbone under and do that same side to side. Good, and then stick that tailbone out side to side. Cross the working leg over and you're gonna go away. Beautiful. All right, if you want to, if you needed that chair for balance, switch it over to the other side. We're going to step up on that book with our left leg. When we start, that first one, that right foot is parallel with the book, and then we just bend the left leg enough that the heel taps down, and we bend and straighten, bend and straighten. So that left knee will be coming forward slightly, and that's fine. This is functional fitness. We've talked about this before. It's impossible to walk up a flight of steps and not have your knee come a little bit forward. Good. Couple more here. More than a couple, because we did a bunch on that other side. I was already hurt before we even started the other. 2 more, for real. And then we're up. All right, foot to the edge of that book, so 1 o'clock, bend and straighten. Again, hand here for balance if you need it. You can do arm, anything if you want. Or simply here, whatever you want. Two more. Beautiful. All right, and now we're going straight to the side. So lunge it out and come back up. Bend into that left side. Bend and straighten. Last 2. And last one. Now we go to the corner of the book. And again, you want to really keep that leg straight as you press back and come up. And whoo, hopefully you guys are feeling this. Now the leg is going to go straight backwards, reaching straight back. And this is again that one where you're trying to get your toe and your finger as far away as possible, like an arabesque. But don't forget that left knee is still actually bending to get you there, right? It's not just leaning. As I was cheating by leaning. Chest is up. Good. 2 more. All right, and then finally, we of course have our curtsy. Leg crosses behind you. And come on. Woo, take that working leg, cross it over the other leg. Hinge. Oh. Rock your hips side to side. And then round and tuck it under and rock side to side. And then extend that tailbone and again side to side. And then working leg goes in front and we arch away from it. Beautiful. All right. So now we're going to transfer to a little bit of upper body work. So now we'll do a tricep push-up in your chair. So hands are on the outside edges. You want to make sure that your hips come with you. So you're not sagging in your hips and you're definitely not hiked back. You want to be in plank from the top of your head down to your toes. And then those elbows bend backwards. Try not to let the body come forward, right? So you want to bend the elbows to create this movement. Two more. Good. I want you to bend, hover here, shoulders out of your ears, move down and up 1 inch at a time, but don't make it fast. Just 4, 3, and 1. Ooh. Take that arm up over. One arm. Shake that out. Other arm up over. Shake that out. All right. You'll need your chair this time for balance, and you'll need your book. All right, so this is, oh, you know what? Yeah, sorry. Before we move on to hamstring, we get to use our book for our calves today. Always lovely. Let's do both feet at the same time for now. So you're up on that book with the balls of the feet. Notice if you're arching, pull those ribs down and in. And you're just going to drop your heels lower than the book and come even with the book. Lower and even, lower and even, lower and even. Keep that going. Good. 2 more like that. And now come even with your book and go up and then even. Up and even. Two more. Beautiful. Now we're going to drop the heels. Come all the way up. All the way down and all the way up. And down and up and down and up. 4 more like this. Good. All right, listen up. Turn your toes out and bring your heels together. So you're on your tippy toes. And you're going to drop your heels below the book and they'll really be tight together. And as you come up, make sure the heels stay together. So we go lower than the book, even with the book, and up. Lower than the book, even with the book, and up. Good, 2 more here. Let's stay up at the very tippy top and give me a couple quick little lifts. Pop it off. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna turn our toes in. Hopefully your calves are talking to you by now. So we're pigeon-toed. We're gonna drop the heels below the book, even with the book, and up. So we come down even, below, even and up. All the way down and all the way up. Good, just a few more here. And then again, we're gonna come to the top, we're gonna hold here and we'll pulse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, let's stretch those calves. So right foot is gonna stay on the book. Left foot is going to drop off, and we're gonna bend that right knee. Make sure your booty doesn't stick out or you'll kind of lose some of that stretch. So the more you tuck that tailbone under, the more you should feel the stretch in that left calf. And maybe even bend that left knee for a deeper stretch. This feels really good. I'm just gonna stay here the rest of the class. All right, okay. Right ball of the foot is on, left leg is all the way up the book. Drop that right heel. And again, don't let that booty come out behind you. Keep it tucked under, dropping that right heel. Maybe even bend that knee for a deeper stretch. And bring that up. Shake everything out. All right, and now we're gonna do what I started to do a moment ago. So you've probably tested this out before and you know whether it works or not. And that is to try to hold that book behind your right hamstring. I can't remember, I thought it worked. Oh, I have on slinkier, longer pants, huh? Anyway, all right, so bring it behind your right hamstring if you can. You're gonna come forward on your chair and bend that left knee a whole bunch. And now as you bring that right leg up, it should get a little easier to hold it there, but your hamstring should be engaged this whole time. We don't want an arch in the back with the belly sagging. We want to pull it in, and then we just press that heel to the sky, pushing to the sky. So if nothing else, the nervousness of dropping your book should keep that muscle engaged. And again, that left leg is bent so that you can have a fairly flat back. Good, and bring that up. Take that right leg out front, slight angle. In that left knee, send your tailbone back, make sure it's not tucked under, you really have to stick it up in the air, and then roll those toes up, and you should get a nice stretch down that hamstring. And then toes come down, and we're gonna come up. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So you're gonna grab that book with your left hamstring and calf. You're gonna bend that right knee, flat back, press that left heel to the sky. So the right leg, of course, is stabilizing, and it should feel it also. And relax. Take that left leg up and out to the side. bend that right knee, tailbone goes up. And then when you're ready, roll those toes up. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna spin the chair around. We're gonna do another set of tricep by doing dips this time. So hands are on the edges. Tailbone is right towards the very front of your chair. And remember with dips, it's not way up here, right? You want your tailbone to be back, and it's not your hips moving, it's your arms bending. So shoulders up, back, and down, head in line with your spine. And then when you're ready, slip off the front of your chair, keep your tailbone back, bend and straighten your elbows. Try and keep all the work in the arms. More challenge, your legs go, your feet go forward, but your hips stay back. Two more. Hover as best you can and hold, 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 straighten, hold, straighten, hold, straighten, hold, straighten, bring it up, shake those arms out. Oh, let's bring up and over an opposite shoulder this time and give it a little love. Ribs can pop. And then the other way, please. Good, shake that out. All right, we're coming up. We're going to, I don't think they'll need you here. Bring ankles, knees, big toes to touch. Book is in your hand, palms are underneath it. Here, here. Bend your knees. Roll up on your toes a little bit if you want. You're gonna have the option to keep your heels down once you find what we're doing. Abs in, ribs down. Serve your platter. And again, if you want, you can have those heels elevated for a little more challenge. Squeeze those knees together. You don't have to be deep in this bend, but you could test it out and see where can you go and get a little more igniting of those quads. Speaking of igniting, that Charlie Chaplin, my husband said that in his opinion, it wasn't that his grave was robbed, it was that he was knighted. That was the surprising fact to him. 4 more here. Good. We're gonna leave those arms in front. We're gonna straighten the arms, right? As if you're dropping that a little bit in the elbows. Straighten, straighten. Up on those toes if you're okay with that. Get those arms straight at some point. Make sure your shoulders are back and down. And relax. Woo, shake that out. You should have felt that, I hope, in your biceps. Okay, we're gonna do a shoulder exercise. We've done this before. I'm gonna demo this one first before we do it. You're gonna be basically in a down dog position to start with hands quite wide, but you are not gonna shift your hips forward. Instead, you're gonna bend your elbows and straighten them as if you're trying to drop the top of the head onto the floor. So it's actually a shoulder press. So when you're ready, walk it forward in that down dog position. Make sure that you're not shifting your weight forward, that you're just bending your elbows and straightening them. Keep going. I'm just gonna see how you guys are doing. Well, I can't see anyone except for David's hips. We're gonna assume everyone's doing great. And when you're ready, come on up. Take that left arm, present it to me. Open it to the side, palm up. Feel that stretch across your bicep and your shoulder. Bring it behind you. Go cactus arms and bring that down. Present your other arm, open it, bicep and shoulder, cactus arms, squeeze it back. Both arms here, open, squeeze, pull those ribs down, back of the neck is long. Woo, shake that out. All right. We are gonna come down to the ground. Bring your book with you, please. Keep your chair handy. And let's just sit on top of that book. Bend your left knee. Right leg is going off to the side, right? Not in front, not way off to the side. And all I want you to do is look at it and tighten that quadricep, right? Pull those toes back till you know that quad is tight. Bend the knee the tiniest bit and straighten it, and then lift it up. And then do the same from that seated position. This is minute. I'm bending and straightening. My foot is flexed on this one, right? Feel that quad. Doing your best to sit tall. Three more. 2 and 1. Up. Oh, you guys felt that. Bend that right knee. Bring it behind you. You're still up on your book. And then drop into your left elbow. Feel that stretch. Push that top hip forward to feel that stretch even deeper. And then that arm is going to sweep up and over, open it to the back, bring it down again, changing the angle of the stretch as you sweep it forward. And then tuck the hips even more and come on up. And then we'll cross that right leg in front, and that left leg is going to go off to the side. And if you felt wobbly or round, if your back was rounded, go ahead and pull those sit bones out from under you. Bring that leg off to the side, flex through the heel, bend the knee the tiniest bit, and then straighten it, bend it, and straighten it 2 more times like that on the ground. Good. And then you lift it up and you press through the heel, push through the heel, push through the heel. Feel that work. Beautiful. Bring it down. Bring that leg behind you. Try and get the knee farther back than the hip. Drop onto your right elbow. Take your left hip and roll it forward. Arm is going to come down, up and over. Lift it up to the sky. And then bring it on down. Good. And then tuck the rib in the hip. And then let's come on up. Okay. Let's come on over onto your spine near your chair. I don't think, unless I change my mind, you won't need your book. We're going to do that high bridge in the chair. We're going to scoot in pretty close. And then heels go in the chair. I got 2 books. Shoulders back and down. Ribs pulled in. Lift those hips up. Feel that bridge. And then go all the way up. And then come all the way down. Lifting up and down. Hopefully you are feeling this through your glutes, into your hamstrings a bit. Last 2. Last one, leave it up. Slide your legs forward to straighten them out and keep those hips lifted in this bridge so it's more of a spine extension. And I want you to lift your right leg and press down with your left, and then lift your left and press down with your right. And just keep alternating like that. So again, you should feel it more in the whole back chain up through your low back too. And relax. You can keep one leg where it is and bring one leg in and just give it a nice little stretch. Maybe circle it around a couple times. And then reverse. Other leg in. Ah. And then arms are going to relax up over your head for just a second. Just a little passive stretch here for a moment. All right. And then we're going to grab our book. And we've done this with weights before, so it's not really much different. You can let your legs for now just rest in your chair. Eventually we can bring it to tabletop. Bring that book into your left hand, like this, with your palm, right? Palm under it. And bring that left arm over your head and feel that big stretch in your tricep. Feel how that left side of your body lifts up. So take your right hand, put it on your left rib cage, deep breath in. On the exhale, pull the left ribs down and lift that left arm by your ear. Open, close, open, close. So two things going on here, a little bit of ab work and some tricep work. A little bit of upper back, last two. And last one, leave the arm where it is, bend the elbows, straighten it, keep your ribs down the whole time, straighten, straighten. Start lowering that hand and then lifting it up again. So the arm is by the ear and lowering it, keeping the ribs in the whole time, getting that arm straight, 2 and 1. And then we put those two things together, arm up and over, ribs pull down, elbows bend, straighten, up and over, up, bend, straighten, up and over. Good. Up and over, ribs up, lift up, bend, straighten, up and over, ribs pop, down, bend, straighten, up and over, pull it in, bend, straighten, up and over. If your ribs lift, ribs down, arm up, bend, straighten. One more time, up, over, bend, straighten, and relax. You can just let the book rest. Bring your left hand over your head, bend it at the elbow, and just let it drape open. Maybe roll that elbow towards the sky. Play with hand positioning and then shape it out. All right, look in your right palm, left hand on your right ribs, arm up and over. Notice how those ribs pop. So deep breath in, exhale, pull the ribs down to lift the arm. Inhale, up and over, and exhale. Inhale, up and over, exhale, up and over, exhale, and reach. Two more. Good. Leave that elbow a little higher, bend and straighten, straighten, straighten. So it's a quick, small range of motion. Ribs stay down. Good. We're going to put those together. Arm up and over, ribs pop. Pull the ribs down to lift the arm, bend, straighten. Up and over, back, bend, straighten. Up and over, bend, straighten, etc. Two more like this. And relax. Again, just take your arm up and overhead. You can drape it over. You can lift the elbow. You can play with where that palm feels better. And then shake it out. And let's go cactus arms for a moment. Shoulders squeeze back and down. Back and the neck is long. And then pull those ribs down. All right. Let's take that book behind our head. And let the head rest on it, right? Just nice and comfy, nod yes. Elbows are going to stay wide, deep breath in. On the exhale, I'm going to use my fingers, we're going to do a finger exercise here, to press my head up, right? Let my elbows stay down. And then I'm going to try and lift the shoulder blades off the ground, keep the elbows down. And then when you're ready, bring your feet to the edge of that chair, and let's go tabletop. And then try to lift up, but don't bring those elbows forward. Beautiful. From there, extend those legs, reach the arm overhead, back behind you, the book goes. Exhale, tabletop. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, both ends extend. Book supports the head. Exhale, down. You can even put your feet back down in the chair. Here we go again. Deep breath in, exhale, lift with control, extend legs and arms with the book, back to center, exhale down. Lift, extend. Two more like this. Last one, stay extended, arms overhead, holding that book, legs reaching. Lift your arms a little higher, lower your legs a little lower. Lower your arms a little bit, lift your legs. Small, not quite rocking motion. Last two, and last one, book goes over your shins to give you a nice or deep stretch in that low back. And then tabletop. Book resting on that tabletop. Deep breath in. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come up. Keep that book nice and steady. You can flex through the heels if you want. And then back down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, squeeze, reach. Inhale, arms overhead as you come down. Exhale, lift. Holding on. Keep going like that. And again, that book is just stacked on your shins. You just have 4 more like that. And last one, and then you will want to move that chair out of the way or scoot yourself away from your chair, either way. All right, so we're going to rest the book on our rib cage, but if you want, you can make it lengthwise so it's on your ribs and your low abs. Deep breath in, exhale, sink your ribs, lift your legs tabletop. And then you're just going to be aware of that book staying nice and flat, keeping your ribs down, keeping your abs in, hands maybe reaching and just hovering over the ground for your toe touch as your legs move away, inhaling and exhaling back up slowly with control. Back of the neck is nice and long. Pilates B with your feet if you want, and rotate those knees open. You don't have to. And keep that going for me. Notice if that book is wobbling around. Try not to wobble your book. All right, and relax. All right, legs back up in tabletop for me. Book against your right thigh. Extend that left leg, press the book against your thigh. Switch it up, press, switch, press, switch. Couple more here. Keep that going for me, please. Good. And relax. All right. Let's put the book at the foot of your mat. We're going to be on our elbows for some planking. So if you want to fold your mat for extra cushioning, that's fine. Hands apart, elbows underneath your shoulders. Just kind of find yourself in a place where you're going to be able to tuck your toes and end up on top of that book. And when you're ready, find that forward plank up on top of your book. Sorry. There we go. Better. Back of the neck is long. Everything is in line. Abs drawn in. Should just be a little bit more challenging because you're on the book. Take your back hand, turn it towards me, and rotate towards me on that book. You can then stack your feet if you want, or leave them crisscross. Notice if this hip is sagging, lift it a little higher, no matter what. Back through center, forward plank again. And then other direction, rotate your hand, stack your feet if you want, lift that bottom hip. Back through center, forward plank. And again, to the side. Forward plank. And back side. And then forward plank and down. You can press back, get a nice stretch. You can even get more of a stretch. You can put that book back where your hips can sit on it. Up to you. All right. Hands and knees. Let's roll into a cat stretch. Open up into a bunny. Get your preview for later. From there, pull your abs in, pull your ribs in, extending one arm and one leg if you'd like for the bird dog, or just one arm or just one leg. Gently bring that down. Exhale, cat. Inhale, bunny. And then other arm, other leg. And gently down. And we'll roll all the way over onto our spine, stretch it out. You can bring your book with you. Take that book behind your right thigh to start with. Hug it in. Rock it side to side. And then press it away so your tailbone goes down and rock side to side. And then bring it over to your right. Lift the book up. Flex and point. And rotate. And then bend it again. Straighten out your left leg, flex through the heel. Pull that right knee in nice and close, and then press the tailbone down. Keep the tailbone down and pull the knee in. Flex the heel towards the sky, and then flip. Point your toes to lift yourself up, and then flex and bring yourself down. Bend that knee again. Bring it across, and then we're just going to slip the book so it's on the outside of that hip, just adding a little extra pressure for that deeper hip stretch. And then bring that underneath your right hand and let the knee drop to the left. Ooh. As you come back through center, drape that ankle across the thigh, open the knee, and then bend that left knee. Threading your needle, lift it up, extend the legs all the way across, and drop them left. Still in that twist with that right hand under the book. And then we come back to center. And we're going to put that book behind the left knee, left hamstring, hug it in, and let it rock side to side. And move it away and let it rock side to side. And then over to the left, it drops. Lift that book up to your calf, point and flex, and circle. Good, bend that knee in as you straighten out the right leg, flex. Pull that knee in nice and close, and let the tailbone roll back down. And then bring the knee in without rolling the tailbone up. Lift the heel, and then lift the book up. Point to lift yourself part of the way up, and then flex to bring yourself down. Bend that knee. You're going to start to travel it to the right, but the book is going to go out on the outside of the hip to deepen that stretch. And then book on the left hand as you open the left hand to the left, and the knee comes across. Foot back to the mat, cross that right leg, bend that right knee, lift it up. Figure four, and then bend both knees, crisscross, and again, knees drop right. And then bring it on back through center, arms up overhead, and then however you want to, whether you roll up or roll to one side, meet me hands and knees. Up. I am with my musical ears back. All right, here we go. You can unmute if you all want to join me. And bunny. What's up? What's up, Doc? We're just here by ourselves, sweetie. All right, tuck those toes, press it up, press it back, pedal those feet out. Good, wide stance. Walk it back, nod your head yes, and shake it no. Bend your knees, meet me halfway. Rounded under cat stretch. And bunny. I know you're saying that at home. Thank you, guys. More OMG factoids.